as always. So the Blue Book is very important in this study of our nationalist idea that is Bolivarian, that is Latin American. We are the original Bolivarians, and you women are the original Bolivarians, the originals. And the idea of Bolivar, it's each time having more and more strength in all of the continent and all the people who saw him in his with his sword and his horse. We have a doctrine that it's our own. It's not invented by four intellectuals or literate people. It comes from the land, from fight. That's why it's invincible and it holds so much power. From that idea, many plans were born, and here we have three, for example, that sum up the plan of the Homeland 2013-2019, which we carried forward against many problems, like an attempt of killing the president, economical war, missiles, etc. And it was developed to its fullness. All of the electoral process of the country were strengthened, and we started step by step the process of the recuperation of the homeland, the plan of the Homeland 2 from 2019-2025 that was all the way to January the 10th of this year. It was a great work because it was a plan that allowed us to sail in the storm of a war, a very horrible war of imperialism against our country, to sail in the middle of the storm with serenity, with strength, and always knowing where we were going and getting always to a good port. And now we have this beauty, this wonder, that is one of the first wonders of the planet. That is a plan of the homeland of the 70s of resistance and moving forward. Very pertinent for this historical time. And also with the clear ideas for the moving forward simultaneous of the 7 battlefronts, right? So this is always important to be brought forward. And the acts of the Republic, it is official. It's the mark of the country, as some would call it. Today we can say that 20 years from the foundational step and refoundational of the creation of the Strategic Operational Command, that all that was said has been developed. There was some resistance from some of the people at the beginning who didn't know how that was eaten and combined. The creation of 8 theaters of peace, 8 theaters to handle any conflict, 8 regions of integral defense. The militaries that are looking at us from Latin America, they have sent letters, militaries from the brother and sister countries, saying that if they touch Venezuela, they will touch all of us, and then we will have to recreate the army of the Libertarian Army. Those are letters that are written to me and I read them. These messages are always growing. Diosdado is a witness of that. The messages are always growing from my brothers and our brothers military of the homeland. So a greeting from the militaries of the great homeland. Already await for your destiny, that the historical time of unification will come. We have built a doctrine that is very admirable. Just like there was an admirable campaign, we have a doctrine that is likewise, that has been worked and made in the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, made in Venezuela. Here we have our strategic military concept for the integral defense of the nation, that I could sum up, to not make this too long, in 2 fundamental lines that are in current development in different plans and action fronts. In the concept of diffusion, popular, military, and political, to guarantee the sovereignty, the integrity of the territory, and the peace of the republic, the line of resistance, popular, active, and prolonged. It is a line where we have fed ourselves from concepts that come and were victorious from the great commander Mao Zedong. I recommend his military writings. I met them when I was 15 years old. I started to read them at that age, and we learned a lot because Mao Zedong has a very simple style of explaining what's complex. And also we are studying by the orders of our commander Hugo Chavez. We have studied deeply these two books, The Military Thought of Ho Chi Minh and the experience, the lines, and the experience and the victory of Vo Nguyen Gap, the great general of the Vietnamese victory. These two books were key for the victory of the Vietnamese people against the French Empire and in front to the United States Empire as well. So we're integrating all of these deep knowledges into the organic law of security of the nation that develops the constitutional proposal that the defense of the nation is a co-responsibility of the entire society, of all of the institutions, of all the people. In the face of a threat, small, medium, large, local, regional, or national, it is an obligation of any person, whether it's invested or not with authority, to defend the homeland in the face of an aggressor and a threat. All of that has been reinforced, and we have discussed during these days in the State Council to the degree of exterior commotion, which is ready and is still in the process of judicial consultation, and it's soon going to be the face of the National Council of Sovereignty and Peace, the authentic text that as a constitutional instrument I have in my hand in the case the homeland is militarily attacked, something that we hope that with the favor of God doesn't happen. That who can all, our Lord, the powerful, the creator of the land and the sky. We also have here the constitutional law of the year 2020, in the middle of the pandemic. The armed forces, this law has many virtues, but one of its great virtues is that it also adds structurally in accordance with the judicial laws of Venezuela, with a constitutional law that is superior to an organic law. The fifth special component, our glorious national militia of Venezuela, which is a body, an armed body. How can we call it? The powerful body of a nation whose armed forces is professional, scientific, armed, well armed, with experiences in the deployment, and professionals of the highest level of preparation, graduated in the military university in 12 academies, and prepared to the highest level to that a military can prepare itself here in our Americas. And our people, men, women, that by millions are part of the battalions of combat of this powerful movement that is armed and also called the National Bolivarian Militia. In the United States, some people has written and say that these are urban guerrillas and rural ones as well. I would say that's a mistake. If we looked for a concept that's close, I would tell to those who are studying the phenomena in the United States, this is a powerful and the most powerful popular movement in arms that has ever been seen in the history of Latin America and the Caribbean, that has been seen from the time of the Army Bolivar, because his army was in arms as well. So today it is very clear that this movement is a popular movement in arms, integrated by farmers, the women, the people, Afro-descendants, the indigenous people, the neighborhoods, the communities. And we have, in reality, a structure, a fabulous structure, organized structurally in 8 regions of integral defense that are 8 scenarios to handle any conflict. In 25 zones of integral defense, 1 for each one of the 24 states plus Caracas, and by points signed, we have already given the order to establish 335 defense integral areas that are also articulated with the military units and with the people in arms in the popular bases and in the unities, the communal militian units of the over 5,000 communal circuits. It's a structure that I have insisted is more simpler. It's simpler, and all of these military structures that join in a horizontal way with the 4 components plus the 5th component. All of the structures, all of them have to have the orders very well established and precise to face any enemy, whether it's external, that intends to attack the territory or the spaces of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. That's what I have said, and I reiterate from these hosts in Jose de Sucre, in our historical military academy of the army, which is the birthplace of the Bolivarian Revolution. The order to combat has been given for all of the armed forces, for the national militias, and to defend the sovereignty of a homeland that's Pacific, that's Venezuela, territorial integrity, and the most sacred right that our people have, that is the right to peace, to development,